99.7 FM. Another Thursday evening is here, and we get to spend time with a son of the land who has served Ghana very well. Well, this man has helped school many of us. Yeah, our children. And as I speak, I'm sure one of his books is in your home. Yeah. If you have a copy of any of the Approaches series books, just take a picture of it and send it to me on our WhatsApp because tonight we celebrate the man who conceptualized it all. His contribution to education in Ghana cannot be understated totally. Yeah. He's a politician and a law practitioner. He's currently representing the people of Bibiani and Yaso Bekwai constituency as Member of Parliament. And he has served as Managing Director of the Bulk Oil and Transportation Bost and is the Chief Executive Officer of the Approaches Group of Companies. Please help me welcome Mr. Alfred Obimboating. Honorable, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, my
And how you doing?
I'm doing very well.
You're looking good. I thought you looked tired today, but you're looking actually very fresh.
Oh, well, after visiting this almighty studio, whatever stress you have, it will.
Oh, yes. It has to
vanish.
Be a relaxing time for you. This is your first time in our studios, isn't it?
Yes, your studio. Have been speaking to people here, interview on phone.
Yes. But today you're here.
Yes.
And I hope you are relaxed.
Oh, I'm relaxed.
Should I get them to bring you some
water?
Whiskey?
Oh, water will do.
Water will do.
Water will do. Yeah,
okay. Welcome.
Thank you
very much. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing very well.
I need to say congratulations to you as well. First time in Parliament. Fresher. How does it feel?
Oh, well, I mean, very exciting. You see something that you work towards it. It has taken us some time, to win an election and become a member of parliament, especially if it's an orphan seat. It means that you had only one election, but this wasn't an orphan seat, a seat occupied by a party person. So obviously I had to go for primaries before going for the general elections. And look at the time we had the primaries. I'll be about 3 months to the elections. So but you went through a lot.
How tough was it?
Oh, well, it was very tough.
Because I know around the time you had some opposition here and there.
Oh, precisely.
People, bringing all sorts of issues like, no, you don't want this and now that. But you sailed through.
Yeah, one thing that we should always have at the back of our mind is that whatever God has, promised or ordained, no man can really change it. That is the story of my success in this election, both primaries and the general election, because apparently, as you know, opposition. I had a very stiff opposition because, of course, contesting a regional minister who is also an incumbent, you won't find it easy. And at the same time, this is our great party too. Before they will induct you into it, you have to go through that baptism of fire. So I see that at that time they were preparing me. They wanted to be sure that yes, he's ready for the.
What do you think won it for you? What do you think made you succeed there?
Well, my constituents, as a matter of fact, is my private life that I live, like my company that you mentioned, Approaches is a household name. So my people they are always proud of me that they also have one of them who had succeeded in business. That his books, I mean, most of them attend secondary schools nationwide, and they go there. I mean, you have been secondary school before, you know that when you go and then you come from a community which is not Accra, which is not Kumasi, which is not Accra, then you need to have somebody or some people from that community that people can really identify. So before you can, be given the necessary respect. That is what Kumasi, they say, hey, you don't have address. Are you getting me? So putting all this together, and then aside, I'm also a philanthropist, somebody who assist people. So all those things put together, the magic.
Congratulations.
Thank you, my
Congratulations.
brother.
Well, you can send in your questions and your messages to Mr. Alfred Obeng Boating on our WhatsApp platform 055 okay? 055 or if you're on Twitter, our hashtag is Drive on Joy. You can send in your comments and I'll read them as we get along. We get to meet the man. So it's a little less than a month. It's been a little less than a month since you were sworn in Parliament.
Precisely.
How do you describe the first 30 days or so?
Where I see that is very perfect, is very good, with exception of this pandemic, which is making things a bit unusual.
Yeah.
Because now, as you know, even in Parliament, you don't get a full house. Because you are trying to reduce the number at any point in time. So I think 1/3 from both sides either have to come or have to stay away. So that's one of the challenge. And then so those of us, the new ones, the new entrants, that we need to learn from our seniors, because all of them will also not be there at a go. So it definitely will be missing a few things. But all in all, I think it's lovely. It's a place that you get to.
How do you find the proceedings in Parliament?
Well, I mean, it's perfect. You know, with my legal background, I think it's not something new. I mean, it's just what you've been taught. I mean, the only thing is here we use two fundamental laws, or two fundamental laws. That is the standing order and then the constitution. So I mean, we are trying to be familiar with the standing orders.
Yeah.
I mean, as for the constitution, at least we have already studied legal system and constitutional law, so we know most of the.
Is there anything you discovered about Parliament that you don't like?
Oh, well, the day, I mean, the first day in Parliament is something that we were not expecting.
Right.
What happened. That I mean, because it's not Ghana alone that was watching. Globally, they were watching. Some of us we schooled in the UK and other things. We have friends all over, and what happened. And when it comes to Africa, Ghana, our democracy has become the icon. It's something that people admire. So friends from Zimbabwe and other things said, they called, send messages that, Alfred, Ghana, that we are all relying on you. Look at what is happening. What is happening in Africa? If Ghana is doing this, then I mean, so I was down when those messages were coming and calls were coming. But all in all, at least the most important thing about Ghana is that the issue will be raised high, but you eventually bring it down, because whatever happened today, both sides, left and right, we are interacting. I mean, when we get there too, we don't really think about political party issues, because we meet each other and we chat. But on the floor, of course, you have to support your side. That is all. But when we go,
so on the day, you were part of the years and the
he's
and whatnot. What were you doing when all that was going on?
Where
you also live it.
Where I was sitting at one corner watching, and then until a point in time when I step out to relax a bit at the restaurant or so. Yeah. So I think our general secretary was there. I went to greet him and I sat there for a while, because of course, all that you also wanted was that you get the speaker so that you could get a chance to swear in the president the following day, because and we didn't want that kind of constitutional problem, because if we had not elected the speaker, how could we swear in the president? And that could have been an issue, so but we managed.
Anyway, let's get to know you. I mean, people have heard of our Protest series, they've heard of your works, and they've heard of your name. But where are you from? Share with us a bit of your childhood, Who are your parents? Where did you grow up?
Well, yeah, my father is called Mr. Andrew Kwame Obin, and my mother is Mary Obin. Uh, and then that's before the marriage. That's she was called Mary Mensah, and then house to we call her Ama, Madam Ama Achiama. So that's a rare name. So, I was born to them at Sergi Awaso, where the bauxite, we mine the bauxite. So, along the line, you get to know why I studied geological engineering, because that will tell you that I was born into a mining community.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, for me, I lost my dad, I think, at the age of 3 months, so I didn't see my dad.
Oh, you never got to see your dad?
No, not at all. So,
Wow.
we then moved to my mother's hometown from Awaso. When my dad passed away, that time you have to. So we came to my mother's hometown, which is called Subrin Kwanta, or within Bibiania here, so Bekwai constituency. So that is where I live up to the age of 14 years.
Did you have siblings?
Yes, I have. We were 9, but before I grew, 3 of them, I think, we lost them, or my parents lost them at the early age of them. So
that means that you're the last born of your mom and your dad.
Yes, I'm the last born of my mom and dad. So
and your mom had to take care of you single-handedly.
Yeah, precisely. That is the order of the day. So it affected us. That is why some of us, we are so passionate to help humanity and mankind. People may not understand certain things that I do, but these are the rationale. So even throughout my campaign, you could see that I was a bit biased towards women, because I was helping women more. At the point in time, they say I go every town. I used to give small envelope to the aged, the women, 75 and above. I was giving them because my mom is about 80 years at this time, so I know what it is that what women go through.
Yeah.
Even those whose husbands are alive, they sometimes, don't take care of their children. I mean, they leave it to the women. So I'm a bit passionate about welfare of women.
You talk about how it affected you. How did it affect you?
Yes, so, basically, you see that at that time, my dad died very early. You see that, as I said, I was just 3 months. So my dad died when he was, I think, at the age of 46. You see, so you can imagine, 46. So none of us, the siblings, none of us had grown to be independent to support the mother. So basically, the mother had to take care of all these people, all of us. And I think she loved the husband so much that, and then my father, as a matter of fact, he was a wealthy man.
He was wealthy?
Yeah, he was a wealthy man. He was a teacher before he became a timber merchant. And those days, they were the wealthy people in society. So maybe because of that, and then all of a sudden, a mother who has lived with her husband, such a rich man, and he has to lose almost everything. So I think she couldn't manage. That is, she couldn't manage the situation. So she has to struggle to take care of us, and then so. I, for one, I was fortunate. So among my siblings, I'm the only one who even got secondary education. Wow. Because of the situation. So it was one of my elder brothers, because all the words, I think there was that kind of litigation among my father's brothers. So were trying to litigate among themselves, and eventually everything, they lost everything. I mean, so later on, it was one of my cousins. I mean, that is how people understand it, because the one who inherited my father, who succeeded my father, his elder son, who is the eldest among all the cousins, and so he is the one who took care of me at the secondary school. So otherwise, and then because perhaps it's something that has to happen, because the youngest among, I'm the one who went to him that I'm going to sit for common entrance and I want to go to secondary school. So he said that all that he told him was that this is brilliant. This is brilliant. None of the cousins, had even approached me for this. So once you had come to me, it means that there's something in you are serious. So that is, so he took care of my secondary education, and then, I got to the university, and before university, when I was doing my national service, those days you have to do national service after advanced level. So when I was doing my national service, that was when I used part of my time to prepare the manuscript, which was later published as a project series. So that was my national service time that I prepared the manuscript, but I couldn't get fund to publish it. So when I go to
Where did the idea itself come from?
where the idea as a approach, you see, I used to teach. I was staying at Medina. So vacation, when students were on vacation, they used to come to me for tuition, and then the student themselves, at a point in time, they told me that the material, the way I teach, they prefer it even better than their teachers in school. So if I could, since the holidays were short, if I could prepare some kind of pamphlet for them, so that when they go to school, they could read it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you had just finished A level.
Yes, I had just finished A level. So the SS, after A level, I was teaching, not, official, but,
Yeah.
vacation classes, not vacation classes, but people were bringing their children to me at Medina there, because the name got, far, that, yeah, that guy could teach. That guy could teach. When he teach, you understand it. So people were bringing their friends. Oh, let's go to this approaches. Let's go to this approaches. You teach, you
Oh, you
understand
had that
it.
nhere at the time.
Yes, I had that name. Yeah.
Where
yeah.
did the name come from?
Oh, well, as for approaches, we used to study. There's what the A level time. We used to study at was the University of Ghana. At a point, I think they were on strike. So the school, the university, that was 1995 to 96, there about, or 90. So they had a long strike. So we used to go and study there. And we later had one teacher called, one lecturer called Amoyete or Yete. I think the Yete I remember, but the other one, so he used to teach us A-level statistics on part-time basis, and then so that was where I used to, almost every question that he put there, I was able to approach the question. But so whenever I want to answer the question, then I use that word. So it's let us approach it from this way, and the colleague started approaches, and then that became
Let us approach the solution this way.
Yeah, the question. Yeah, so that became the approaches, and then later when I decided to organize the book, I decided to, to.
So now you're making money from those vacation classes, teaching students and whatnot, but you are not gotten into the university.
No.
Why?
No, at that time you have to do your national service.
Okay, this was during the national service period.
The national service period, and so So the following year, that was the 2000 sorry, 1997,
Yeah.
when we started, gained admission to take to read Bachelor of Science in Geological Engineering. And like I said, and because of the mining community that
Yeah.
yeah, I came from, so that influenced the
That's what
choice.
made you decide to do the geological engineering.
Precisely. And I was very focused. So my friend, a friend of mine who was also, we were, roommates through, we were close friends, that's called Samuel Ankra. Two of us, uh, we went to campus there, tech there to, to make inquiry, which because the whole thing was that, you see, looking at the background information I've given you, my siblings had been affected because of the unavailability of our dad. So throughout, I was in a hurry to, come and rescue the situation. So Ankara too has similar problem, though his dad was there, but his mom was not there. And I mean, so the situation was not, life was a bit, harsh. So two of us decided to look for a course that upon completion of the university, we could really get well paid, job to
Okay.
do. So we did inquiry, and then, the resource was, as for the geological engineers, even final year, the mining companies
Who employed them and all of
they
those. Yeah.
approach them, even attachment. When you go attachment alone, what you get wasn't small money. So quickly, two of us decided to, choose that program, and then we chose and we got it. So we came there, we went to campus, and then when I got there, I had my manuscript at the time. So we went to computer science department. I mean, it's in computer science and the mathematics department. They were together in the same block. Now I saw a lady. She was the typist there. Forgetting the name. I said Lina also. Forgotten. But I remember one time she visited me at my office.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she was, I mean, about 10 years later,
Yeah.
she visited me in my office. But I remembered her as soon as I saw, so God, that she had also left the university. So I approached her,
Again.
I approached her that, yes, I have this manuscript, and it's very rich manuscript. I'm confident in this material, that if this material comes out, it will benefit our students, and I'm sure something good will come from it. So
And this was from in your first year.
first year university.
Wow.
So she also decided to do the typesetting and the layout for me. And I told her that I didn't have money at that time, so when the student loans come, I will pay her. She agreed, so she did the typesetting, the layout for me. So the loan then came. I paid her. Then it's left with the rare publication. So at that time, we had the design press as one of the day tech. We had the university printing press and design press. So the design press, I also went to them, and then they also decided to do the printing and everything for me. So
And you funded that with what?
my students' loan.
Your student loan.
At that time, the little money you were given, I was able to, because some of us, you go to school, you won't even, from morning to evening, you sometimes just go and eat small, because you know where you were coming from. So you have to squeeze. And I got some of my friends, and I'm the type that everywhere I go, people just like me. I mean, so my friends also decided to give me some part of their money, because the loan will come sometimes. They'll use part in second semester. So so they all gave me, and I used it to. I started with the 50 books, printed 50 books. I mean, the very day, the 50 Friday was a free day for us on campus. We didn't have lectures on Fridays, so that was the time we tried to take the books to the schools. So they go to one school, they assess the book and say no, they need 450 for all the all the final year students,
Wow.
because integrated science was a problem for them. They were not really passing the. They were not passing the subject. That time, it was difficult area, so they assessed it and it was good for them. So they took all the. They took the 50,
The 50 copies.
and they ordered for additional 400. Say, "Hey, where would I get money to produce this 400?
400 books. But how much did he sell a copy for? Do you remember how much the first one was?
In fact, I don't really remember. But then it was, it was good. The profit margin, it was, book, a lot of things go. Is the brains that used to write the book, everything you quantify. So the production cost is always about to 20 to 30%. So
Yeah.
the rest would be like if somebody wrote it, you have to pay that person.
Yeah.
If then does the printing,
Yeah.
the other things. So you could see that since I wrote it, edited everything, it was my own this. So most of the chunk of it was really coming to me. But so I just the 50, and I pleaded with them that they said I should bring the 400 so that they will pay everything in bulk.
Hey.
And then that was there. You see, that school I'm talking about is Ubri Obua Secondary School, Honorable Kennedy Japan, hometown. And that headmaster who had the interaction with, he taught Ken. So Ken knows him very well. He's Mr. I've forgotten his name. Well, may he so rest in perfect peace. He has passed away not quite long ago. So I told him, I narrated I said, look, I'm a student. And this is the situation. So if you can pay the 50 so that I can bring the rest later. Then and the best that they paid. They said I should bring it. If they even take some for the Form 2s, because the head of the department, they need a boot badly. So I sent the 50 to the printers, the money for the 50 to the printers. I look, people should do this. Print 400, additional 400 for me, because the school has ordered, and then I'll go and give it to them, take the money and come and pay. This is my room number, and so on and so on. They look at me, they say one of them, one of the staff there, I even resembles him. So they call him, I think he's called Mr. Edney. They called him, they thought even he was my brother. So they called him, they said, I don't know him, and we spoke this night. So when I look at him, he will be a good guy. He will not be like some of his colleagues who have been doing this. So they agreed to do that and for me, and then that is why I always talk that business honesty, counts. So I sent it to them. Quickly they paid, and they placed another order for 900 books for Form 1 and 2. And then the headmaster told me that they were going for Charles conference, and he will give it to the regional Charles and that this is a good material. So I think he couldn't convince them. So at that time, I think not long ago, that they wrote their that time, is it SSE or so? They wrote saying the school that they had never recorded even be in course science. That time is now that they call integrated science. That year they were able to get 6 A's.
Wow.
And it was a small school then. It is now. So the man used that as this and then promoted the book in the region. So from there we could see that every school they were bringing orders. So I gave it to some people to manage it, so that I could also concentrate on my course. But of course, the chunk of the money was coming to me. So
how long did it take you to repay the loan?
Which loan? The student loan?
Yeah, and you said, yeah.
No, that's what the student loan. I took first year, second year. Even third year, I didn't want to take. No, third year I didn't take. I took first year, second year. So third and fourth year I didn't take student loan. So when we finished school, I went to pay everything
outright
with even uh, with my then fiancée, who is now my wife.
Uh-huh.
I paid everything because I became rich. If second year to third year, I was a millionaire. Just that I kept it, quiet.
Wow.
Yeah,
In
because
KNUST,
oh yes. So
third year student with
third
millions in your
third
account.
years, I mean, I was so rich. At that time I was even, yeah, putting aside, I was even richer than now. Yeah, but of course now you have quite several assets that
Yeah.
yeah, but at that time I was, because nationwide, I mean, you can no student will go to school without looking for approaches series. You can imagine.
Hmm.
See, so became a household name, and then so
What's
later,
the first thing you acquired when you got enough money?
where something significant that I can remember was I bought a car called Fiat Regatta. It was that car was home, second hand.
Yeah.
My brother, I would travel from here to the moment it rains, the car will stop. The moment it rains, but I managed it for
Yeah.
about almost 1 year before, because I didn't want to show off.
Yeah.
So I decided to, so I've been living in that car. Nobody will even assume that the guy has got money. So it was later that. So third year, that's when I set up the business, the company. I formalized it,
Yeah.
took offices, so that bought machines and employ people. So third year, I've employed about 50 people that I'm
By
working
third
for
year
me.
of university.
Third year of university. So I remember when I was going for a visa with my fiancée, then she had gone for a visa, and she had been bounced. So at that time, every student wanted to travel abroad. When you go and they bounce you, it's like that's the end of life.
Yeah.
So let's go. When I go, ask for me, they will give me. So let's go.
Ah, you told her that for you, they will give you.
Yeah, they'll give me, because the way the documents I knew I was going to present, there was no way they will not give you. So we saw the same dress, and I introduced them as my fiancé that I was going to introduce to my uncle in the UK before we could marry. That thing. So the the forms,
Yeah.
you know, uh, you have to fill that form. So I fill it as student stroke entrepreneur. So the lady who was interviewing me asked me to explain, and I explained. Said, "Oh, do you have such people in Ghana?" I say, "Yes, we have. I'm one of them." Then she was
And
very.
did you have to present a bank statement as well?
Yes, the bank statement, that did the magic. Because when she saw the bank statement, man, that's why she was. She wanted to. She explained that thing to her, because she
Okay.
didn't know. I say, one, I'm a student. You are having such huge, money in your account. So I explained to her that I'm an entrepreneur. I have publishing house and other things. That's when he said, "Oh, do you have such people in this country schooling
Yeah.
at the same time working?" I say, "Yeah, you have them, and I'm one of such people." So
And you had to show up with matching clothes. You and your
yes.
fiancé.
Yeah. So I think one question that she asked, and then of course, she asked whether when she asked me whether my uncle will attend the wedding.
Uh-huh.
I say yes, but when she asked her in my absence, she said she doesn't know. So when I went, they asked me that, but your fiancé said she doesn't know whether your uncle. I said yes, she wouldn't know. It would depend
Yeah.
on, because when I go, when my uncle likes her, that's
Yeah.
when she will come. But me, I know she's my uncle. I know he can't do without attending my wedding. But she doesn't know. So okay. Then they gave us the visa. But then you see, I got the visa. I went to UK, spent 1 month. That's all. I didn't even work. I came back to concentrate, and I left her there. She was interested in working there in hospital and other things. That I had that vision that I had this business. I should groom it to become a first class business in the country. So
Wow. The story of approaches. And so for many years, that's all you did.
yes, I mean, I concentrated, focus on that before later on I set up the mining business.
Okay.
So a projects group currently, other we are having three main areas. That's the publishing, and then the real estate, which
Okay.
is called monumental properties.
Monumental properties.
Yes,
Okay.
and then we have APP mining services, which is the mining aspect. So,
So
they are
now you
all
get to use your geological engineering.
precisely, yeah. So
I know you did study some law as well.
yes, you see, that's why I always advise the youth that when you finish university, you want to even do masters, don't rush to do it. Go and work. So in the course of work, that's when you even know which area should I even pursue further studies on.
Okay.
The publishing business and even business in general, another area that you need expertise is the legal field. So that really compared me to study LLB, study LLM. That's when I did the oil and gas.
Yeah.
When you are talking of geological engineering, it is not only the rocks or the minerals that we talk about, but then it also involves the oil, the deposits and other things. So that is why when I went, I specialized in oil and gas too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that is the basis why I work at Boston.
At Boston.
Yeah. So afterwards, then I did the professional legal practice too at
Okay.
the University of Law or in UK. Yeah.
So I remember it was January 2017 thereabouts when the president appointed you to manage Bust.
Precisely.
How was that task?
Well, that was my first public job, and then of course I faced stiff opposition because it is a place that almost about 50 people really looking for that place, that post. So a party that had been opposition for 8 years, and you come to power, everybody is looking for appointment. So somebody like me who was not really on political front line had been given the position. So you see that internally within your own party, people will not be happy.
Yeah.
And then that started the whole thing. But in all, what makes me happy is that I did perform wonderfully. The policies that are left behind and the workers, about 95 or even 98% of the workers, they hail me, they don't joke with me. Some of them even came to BBNE to campaign for me.
Wow.
You see, so normally when somebody work at an institution and he did perform well, that is when the workers will like him.
I see.
Otherwise, they won't like you.
Well, so during your time, Bust was heavily criticized for there was some issue with Movipina and Zoop Oil at the time that actually led to the president terminating your appointment. How did you feel about that?
Well, I saw that termination of my appointment as something that the president liked me and he wanted to preserve me for future use, because the attack on me at that time, things that you could not even, they didn't have any substance. People were trying to, so you could see that the attacks were so many. And you cannot also, one person, because of you, people wants to make your party unpopular. And again, there are some things that maybe the president also, saw that I didn't even think about at the time, that, being there, the way they are attacking you, if you are not careful, they can destroy your image. If you are not careful, we could even die. Are you getting me? So I That's why when the termination came, I wrote a letter to thank my president. That way, thank him because those contaminated issues and that
Yeah.
things happened 2017. So if that had any connection with the termination of my appointment, then the appointment would have been terminated in 2017, but not June 2018, a years later, when I had been vindicated
So,
by
with,
the.
with the benefit of hindsight, you wouldn't say the uh, termination was justified?
Oh no, the term for determination. When we are summarily dismissed or sacked, that is when it's a problem. But when your appointment is terminated with a reason, are you getting me? A reason that what was the name? A reason that somebody was they want to do a restructuring, and therefore they brought somebody from Ministry of Energy that therefore that he has been in the industry for years and he could be able to do that restructuring. I felt that
You
that
think
was
that's what it was?
well. That to me, that was the
You,
that
you
was.
you don't think it was hinged on the 5 million liters of
Oh
contaminated
no no no!
fuel
But the fuel was there.
to Mobukina and
I,
all
le-
of
I
that?
left the fuel. The fuel you were trying to sell the fuel because it was there was a good reason to dispose it. I mean, just that people feel that once a public officer there's allegation, people feel that then there's a wrongdoing. That's why people were trying to. So, but at the end of the day, when my what do you call it? When my successor, when he came, he conducted audits and then they all confirmed the product was there.
So, did this affect your relationship with the president?
No, 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 no. I had been visiting him afterwards. I mean, the campaign time, he visited my constituency.
You didn't feel betrayed at any point?
No, well, I'm a human being. Once your appointment is terminated, you may feel a bit sad at that things, but I'm the type, maturity also count. And I feel that way. Uh, the I was invited to serve the nation at that level, and even the attack on me because at a point in time, even myself, I was even planning to even resign because the attacks were many. Coming from attacks that you could not even substantiate.
Yeah.
So if eventually the authority had also seen it to be more prudent to end the appointment, I felt that it was on good course. That is why I wrote a letter to thank him for giving me the opportunity. Are you
Amazing.
getting me? Yes. And then because of the way I also conducted myself, and I went for this contest in my constituency. Are you getting me? Subjected myself to about 75,000, 91,000 people to scrutinize me. At the end of the day, I emerged as a winner.
Wow.
That shows that even in the court of public opinion, I was still vindicated.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Amazing. We're spending time with Mr. Alfred Obimboateng, who is the Member of Parliament for Bibiani Ashanso Bekwai constituency. I got a message from Pius Nkrumah in Seshi Bekwai who says, "Good evening, Lexus. Honorable Alfred Obeng, your sons and daughters from Bibiani Ashanso Bekwai are watching you live and we are proud of you. May God protect you wherever you are. Please kindly ask my workaholic MP approaches that what is the state of the Bibiani mines as we speak." From Osei. Derek, who's listening from Subrin Kwanta as well. A few messages here as well. That man story has inspired me. Great interview from Kwekwi Ho. You can also tweet at us, #DriveOnJoy. Delali says, "I think we lose a lot of technically competent people because of the plenty politics we are always doing in this country. This is a man with something to offer this country. Let's hope he doesn't hide his talent in his corner." So tell me, if His Excellency were to offer you an appointment, would you accept it?
Oh, well, actually, I don't have any issue. What I said
You
is
don't
that
sound sure of.
no. What you see, what I said earlier is that the president might have taken me out from bust for preservation and for future use.
Okay.
So that
So
answers
this is
this
the
question.
future.
This is the future.
And he's got to use you.
Yeah, it may not be even his 4 years, but
Yeah.
the party will remain power
Yeah.
after this 4 years.
Yeah.
However, the
But if
next,
you were to say, where are you passionate about and what would you want to?
where that one is the appointing authorities. They will really,
Yeah.
they have our CVs, so they have to really.
But what are you passionate about?
Well, I'm passionate about creating a job for the youth, because at the moment that is the problem facing this country. I mean, all the problems that we are calling them, all the issues that we are calling them problems, I don't see any of them to be much of a problem. But the main problem facing us is the unemployment issues. I mean, because today, look at the number of people who are calling. As soon as the military people advertise the recruitment, look at the number and how many soldiers that can be employed in this country. My constituency alone, I think if they give them the chance, about maybe 20,000 application will be received. But I don't think these people are also going to even employ more than 100 soldiers or 200 soldiers. So that's the area that, to me, if I get the opportunity to serve in this government, I'll be excited to go to area where I'll get the chance to create employment. Area like the Ministry of Trade, because today business development is now collapsed, so it's being sent to Ministry of Trade, and that is where the magic should come from.
Okay. You've been an entrepreneur for many years. Tell me, this entrepreneurship journey, of course, it started quite early for you. Is this something about you that made you succeed, or you think it's something anyone can do?
Well, I mean, there are two things in life that I always say. Some things that is inborn, therefore, when you want to do it, the sky will be your limit. And it's something that you also learn from the environment. That's why you need to put in extra effort. So these are the two categories of people. But those of us who were born with that entrepreneurship as something, as a gift, plus what we have also practiced over the years, I think that when I'm given the opportunity, like I have started in my constituency, at the moment I want to create 200 entrepreneurs within my first 4 years.
Wow.
And this is how I'm going to do it. We have collected the data. We are now going to analyze and pull out the 200. We are going to group them into five persons in a group. So we are going to have 40 groups. And that 40 groups, we are going to train them between 2 to 3 months. We are going to train them. And each group, they are going to form partnership. They are going to be the owner of that company or that business. We help them to get them some seed capital. We take them through. We try to, prepare them psychologically. Because this country, if you want to train entrepreneurs or you want to create entrepreneurs, one barrier that you need to remove first is that mindset that entrepreneurs are the failures in society who cannot get employment at Dre FM, therefore they have to go and do something else, who cannot get job.
But obviously you have proven that yes, entrepreneurs can succeed and make it.
Precisely.
Obviously.
So we need to
amazing. I mean, you've got a very amazing story. I'm receiving lots of messages. I'll read some of them. The final thing I want to find out is where your fiance is. Your matching clothes fiance who turned your wife.
Yeah, she's my wife. At the moment, we are working together. She did, then she was my maid. She did computer science first degree, and later on she did business administration as a master. So
you work with her now?
She's the administrator of the company. So now that I'm into politics, she has been managing the business left and right.
Good stuff.
I've made her become workaholic like myself.
Congratulations. Kobe in Quanta says, so they fired him, but he stayed with the party and even won elections for them. Thank you for the lesson in loyalty. Thank you so much. I mean, it's been amazing spending time with you. You have an amazing story. A lot of homes. I saw some people sending pictures of their approaches series on our WhatsApp platform. Obviously, they love your work, and we say God bless you and good luck in all that you do. And I hope to see your name probably in the ministerial designates very soon. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you,
And God
brother.
bless you. This is Personality Profile. My name is Lexus Bill, and this Thursday evening we'll be spending time with the Member of Parliament for BBNE and Fianso Bekwai constituency, Mr. Alfred Obing Boatin. You know him as Approaches. Yes, he is the CEO of the Approaches group of companies. And if you have Approaches series in your home, it is this man who conceptualized it. I'm Lexus Bill. Thanks a lot to my team, Adam Naite, Philip Nye, Abeku Sankofi, Sawanofori, Anita, and Mirabel. And Eskujuman, who has the latest news at 8 o'clock. And right after that, Uncle Ken takes over your radio.
Joy headline news at 8 with me and Estimate 42